Hello and welcome back to Facebook Ads Mastery. I'm your instructor Andrew Tapin, and we are now at the stage that you all have been waiting for, creating our ad. So we've covered a lot up until now. It's all been worth the wait because every step that we've taken till now is going to play a big part in creating an effective ad. So once again, we're in Ads Manager. We are going to create this ad with Ads Manager. Some of you may know or be somewhat familiar with Power Editor. We'll be covering creating ads in Power Editor next. But for now, we are going to take a look at creating an ad from Ads Manager. So just click on the Create Ad button in the upper right, and it's going to bring you to an Advertise on Facebook page. So remember when we looked at all the different campaign objectives earlier, here we have them right in front of us. So I'm very adamant about creating your ads from either Ads Manager or Power Editor. So let's take a look at my Facebook page, and you'll see pinned at the top I have the opt-in that I've used in examples before, Top 30 Social Media Tools ebook, which you may be familiar with. Hopefully you've grabbed it. I had it at the beginning of the course as a free add-on, so make sure to look in the additional resources to get your copy. There's some great tools in there. But anyway, I use it as my lead magnet on my website, and I have it pinned to the top of my Facebook page there. And you'll notice the nice big boost post button that Facebook gives you as a Facebook page owner. I think they really would like you to use that because it's an easy way to get started with Facebook ads, but it is not very effective from a marketer standpoint. So let's click this nice boost post button, and we'll see our post in the left there. They automatically throw in a nice little $10 a day budget, show you how many people you will potentially reach. But the main thing I don't like about it is you'll see the default audience that they throw in there is that saved motorcycle audience that I used for an example in Audience Insights. Obviously, if I'm promoting a lead magnet of an ebook for social media marketing, I'm probably not going to be promoting that to motorcycle riders. So obviously you can edit the audience or create new audience with these links, but it's not fairly obvious that's what you need to do, especially if you're new to Facebook ads. So somebody new to this would just say, okay, that looks great. I don't know what a conversion pixel is, so let's not worry about that. Let's just hit the boost. And then all of a sudden you're throwing money away, which Facebook doesn't mind. They're a publicly traded company. They need that revenue, so they'll take it in a heartbeat. So whatever you do, I want you to avoid the boost post button as much as possible for my Ads Manager or Power Editor. Alright, so here we are in Ads Manager. We can boost that same post from here by clicking Boost Your Posts. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if we're running newsfeed ads, you do have to have a Facebook page. If you're doing right-hand column ads, which we'll also cover, you do not have to have a Facebook page. But for the sake of doing a boost your post or a click to website or conversion to a website, you do have to have a Facebook page made up. And so hopefully by now you do have your own Facebook page set up. So we're going to choose my marketing page. Now it defaults to the very most recent post that you have on your page. So I share a lot of posts from Social Media Examiner. So obviously I'm not going to boost those. So to get to the one I actually want to do, I'm going to have to scroll down because I posted on my page a while back. Then I'm going to click continue. They automatically name it, but you can kind of name them however you want to track them, and you'll see, and you've probably noticed in my ads manager, some of my campaign names have weird letters and stuff, and I'll actually cover why I do that. It just helps me keep track of my campaigns and what the objectives are. So here we are, ads manager, create an ad, and we scroll down and we actually see where to input the audience. Custom audience you can actually use, so we covered creating what custom audiences. You can choose from those. You can actually, so as you can see, we have the ability to go ahead and add a custom audience that we've previously built. I'm not going to actually do that for this example. As I mentioned before, I like to find my interest in audience insights, copy and paste them into a notepad document such as this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these interests that I've already researched in audience insights. I'm going to paste them into the interest field, and you'll see they pop up there. What you need to do though is kind of double check, because sometimes Facebook doesn't throw them all in there, and from the looks at it, I have a feeling some of them are actually missing. But just keep in mind, double check that all the interests that you want in there are actually in there. So Facebook's showing me with these interests that I have set up, I have a potential reach of 980,000 people, but I haven't actually set my targeting. So for this example, we'll set ages 25 to 55. And there we have a potential reach, 720,000 people. Behaviors, that's where I showed you in Audience Insights, where you can drill it down even more by their buying activity, their digital interest, their charitable donations, that sort of thing. So that's something you're going to want to test out. Obviously, you know your market better than I do, but just realize that those are options. But again, I would caution you to really test that out, look through them and see what your options are to see if they do fit what your objective really is. Next, in connections. So if you have a Facebook page with a really strong following, you may want to just build your ad directly to fans of yours, because as I mentioned before, say you have a fan page with 1,000 likes, any post you make is probably only going to reach, you'll be lucky to reach maybe 100 of those people with 1,000 fans. So if it's something you want all your page likers to see, you may want to run an ad directly to your page. What I do sometimes is, if I got the page likes from an ad I made, I will probably only send this ad to people that haven't liked my page. For this instance, I'm going to leave it to all because I'm doing a lead magnet, so I'm trying to build my email list. So we'll leave that to all. Now, I've noticed lately that Facebook has been putting the default per day budget to 50. I don't know if they're just trying to get some more revenue or what, but that used to default to 10. Again, everybody's got different budgets. I typically will run some test campaigns in the $5 to $10 range per ad set, mainly because I don't want to be blowing through a lot of money, because I'm trying to test interest to see if they're actually viable. So for the sake of this one, I'm going to change that 50 to 10. I always leave it to run my ad set continuously starting today. You can set start and end dates if you have a campaign that does have a definitive end. I'm always gauging my campaigns, and I can shut them off whenever I feel that it's not working or I need to adjust the interests. So since this is a boost post, we're leaving this to post engagement. You do have the ability to set different bidding, and whether it's set to impressions or clicks. Facebook does a good job in their auction format delivering your ads. So personally, I've found no reason to change this. There may be some instances where it is beneficial. So just know that these are here. They are definitely more advanced tactics. So since this course is more of a beginning intermediate Facebook ads lesson, we're going to leave this to post engagement. Now, again, Facebook defaults ad set name. You can change that to whatever you want for tracking purposes. So remember how in Audience Insights I mentioned the audience it was showing you was monthly active users. So here, when you're creating an ad, Facebook will actually show you the estimated daily reach, which is much more important. You want to know how many people are going to be seeing your ad per day. So at a budget of $10 per day, with the audience I have set, between 1,600 and 4,200 people are going to see my ad. Now keep in mind, we haven't gone down to where this ad's actually going to be shown, so once we change that, that number will be adjusted. So as I mentioned, next is ad placement. Now this will be shown in 3 different areas unless you remove one or multiple ones. So by default, desktop newsfeed is checked, mobile newsfeed is checked, and right column is checked. So you're most likely familiar with all 3 areas of these Facebook ads. Now I suggest actually running different ad sets to each of these locations. That way you're able to actually split test which is more effective. There also are different costs involved in where these are placed. Now since most of the world these days has a cellular phone, they have apps on their phone, they're looking at Facebook on their phone, so you will probably find that more users are on mobile. But you're going to have to again think about what you're doing or promoting, whereas most people might not feel comfortable buying something from their phone. They'll feel more comfortable buying on their desktop. So that's something to definitely consider. Now with a lead magnet and email opt-in, I'm likely to set up 3 different ad sets, one to desktop, one to mobile, and possibly right-hand column. A lot of times I like to leave right-hand column for my retargeting campaigns, which we'll cover later. So in reality, I'd set up 2 initial ad sets, one to desktop newsfeed and one to mobile, because my website is responsive, so people can sign up for my newsletter and get this free opt-in from their phone very easily. Okay, so now that we have all that set, we kind of want to double check, make sure that we have everything entered properly, the interest that we're looking for. And so as I mentioned, let's just set this one up for desktop for now. So I'm going to remove both right-hand column and mobile newsfeed, and you'll see that at $10 a day this reach did go down quite a bit actually. So that tells me that the bulk of these interests, most of these people are more active on their phone. So it would definitely behoove me to set up a separate ad campaign to mobile, or I'm going to miss out on a lot of potential leads. What I want to draw your attention to now over here is show advanced options. So if you remember previously, we talked about setting up conversion pixels on your websites. This is very important whether you're selling a product or trying to gather email addresses. We want to know the people that did and did not convert on our ad. So even though I don't have a conversion pixel specifically set up for this one, this is where it would be, and you would choose the appropriate one. That way Facebook knows to kind of communicate between your website and your ad for things that convert there. Now URL tags, you see this, I'm going to actually cover this more in Power Editor. This is something that'll help you kind of keep track of where your hits are coming from. So definitely look at your URL tags, maybe read this. I'll leave this up for a few seconds so you can actually focus on that and read that, but just know I'm going to cover that a little more in Power Editor. So there you have it. That, once you place order, will go into a review process. Just like that, your ad has been placed. You'll receive a notification once your ads are reviewed. So Facebook sometimes can take up to a couple hours to review ads. It's automatically set. I have seen it to where it takes a day. Sometimes Facebook gets a glitch and you have to redo your ad. And so just know Facebook is kind of fickle. They're always changing things. Don't fret. If it's in review for more than 6 hours, I would suggest just deleting it and starting over. And since I'm not actually going to run this ad, I'm going to shut it off right there, and you'll see that it goes to an inactive state. So that was creating an ad from Ads Manager, doing a boost post. We're going to take a look at some of the other objectives in some lessons following. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and definitely let me know if you have any questions about creating an ad in Ads Manager. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.